You.
Speaker Lickers, we're in the building right now. This is Spotlight Wednesdays, where we place the spotlight on influential people within the community. Today, we have a special guest in the building, goes by the name of Donnie Brooks. For those who don't know who Donnie Brooks is, I will let him explain, man. First off, the show is sponsored by Tres Generaciones and Maker's Mark. Also, make sure you continue to watch us 5 to 7 p.m. 5 to 7 p.m. each and every Wednesday, right here on Wdnesdays Radio, SLTV. My man, Mr. Brooks, is in the building right now, man. How you doing today?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Oh, man, I'm doing fine, man. I'm glad to have you here today, man. We got a little couple things we want to get out today, man. First off, for the people who don't know who Donnie Brooks is, please give them a brief description of or summary of Donnie Brooks.
I'm Donnie Brooks from Akron, Ohio, West Akron, born and raised. I played baseball my whole life from age 4 up until the age of 25 years old. Started out West Akron Little League, moved up from West Akron to middle school to high school, then to D1 for Akron U 2011 through 2012. And then now I have been a coach for the past 4 seasons. I'm now 31. Started out as a Little League assistant for West Akron, moved up, became Talmadge baseball's assistant coach, then moved up to also an analytics coach for Akron U's baseball program, D1 program, my former team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little bit about me right now.
Okay. You stated that you were a D1 player, man, in baseball. Why did you said you had a short ending career? What was the reason for that?
More so my knee, messed up my knee.
Unfortunately, tripped over a base, huh?
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I always told myself once I was done with the game of baseball as a player, I wanted to become a coach and then also run my own camp and have my own league one day.
Right. So now that you started a new league, the Akron Baseball Project Incorporated, is that what it's called?
Correct.
Okay. What motivates you to work with kids? You know what I mean? Because sports is actually mental therapy to a lot of people. You know what I mean? You're able to vent through sports. You're able to coincide with similar people that's going through the same things as that. What made you want to get in teaching the youth?
Well, I have children myself, so it motivates me every day. When I came up as a youth, I've seen a lot of my counterparts stick to football and basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I played football from 7 up into high school, South Rangers up into Bookdo. But I seen it was a lot of the same thing going on. I wanted to be different. Just like Serena and Venus, they wanted to be the next, tennis players, Tiger Woods, golf, something different that you do not see every day. That's not the norm. And when I look at my city of where I come from today, it's still the same thing, basketball, football, and baseball is a really great sport. I know a lot of people out there think otherwise, but if you just learn from players, ex-players, coaches that currently that are in a higher level than just the beginning, like you see football coaches, basketball coaches, the ones that are coaching your children are people that played pro, played semi-pro, played D1 college. So they're getting the best experience at those sports and positions. That's what I'm trying to do for my baseball camp moving forward.
That's dope. That's nice. With and I'm glad that you mentioned that football and basketball. With baseball being one of the richest sports, you know what I mean, but lacking in attendance, you know what I mean, and lacking in viewers of the sport. How do you motivate the kids to want to participate in baseball you know what I mean, going forward?
Besides the money aspect of it, I look more so as in they call it America's pastime. Um, a lot of the new generation does not know the Negro Leagues. This was back in the 30s, 40s, and early 50s. Everybody has heard of Jackie Robinson. Everybody has heard of Willie Mays and Satchel Paige. But we actually dominated the sport. But the Negro Leagues never played up against the Major League Baseball organization.
Right.
Everybody knows if that would have took place, it just would not have been any competition.
Correct.
So what dismantled that, Jackie Robinson, for example, the LA Dodgers, at the time, us as African Americans in this country did not have our rights until 1964. So, perfect example, the Negro Leagues organization probably offered Jackie Robinson $5 a season. But then the Major League organization, LA Dodgers, offered them, let's say, $1,000 a season. So back in 1947, $1,000 was great money.
Correct.
So us today, any job, any career, we're taking the more money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's still going on even in the 21st century as it was going on in the 20th century.
Well, can we say that? Because like I said, baseball is one of the richest sports.
Yes.
And we're not, for some reason, African Americans is not taking that money. You know what I mean? So can we really say that just because they're paying more, you know what I mean, we gravitate to that type of level or that type of sport? Or can we say that it's just, I think, and it's crazy, with African Americans, we like pace.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think, you know, the way that baseball, and that's another question I was going to ask you, but I think with the way of baseball, with it being, like you said, the pastime sport, really, you just sitting out in the outfield till something come out there and stuff like that. Now the rules have changed. They tried to speed the game up because they thought they were losing their mojo. You know what I mean? The game was losing its mojo. How do you feel about the rule changes and everything that's happening in baseball?
I like it. I like the fact that they're doing instant replays now and you have challenges. Back when I was playing, it was only by the umpire's decision. And in the baseball, you have a lot of older umpires. So if someone's getting thrown out at second base from home plate, you're going off of what the ump said, even though he could be safe and it's his call. So I do like, that's a big rule change that is definitely a game changer that they finally put into place.
Mm-hmm. Because you're getting to know these athletes, and I don't know if it's because the sport has been sped up. You know, they have a pitch count now. You know what I mean? You have so much time to throw the pitch. You have so much time to get into the batter's box.
Yes.
You have so much time for this. And I think more home runs are being hit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Now, as opposed to back then when it was just a few people hitting them, I think there's a lot of people slugging it out the park. How do we get our kids to visualize these baseball players as, I don't want to say idols, but as role models and stuff like that? Because we want to bring the African American interest back into the sport. You know what I mean? Like you said, the numbers dropped at least 2% from the time from now until then.
Correct.
And from then to now. How do we keep their interest and want to and motivate them to want to play baseball? You know what I mean?
I feel for our city of Akron, we need to have more than just Little League. That's number one. Everybody that I came up with in Akron, West Akron, any size of town of Akron, everybody played Little League baseball.
Yeah.
Everybody did. They have a pitcher.
Right.
But
Mm-hmm.
Correct. And once after grade school, 4th, 5th grade hit, they've been playing football and basketball all this time. And then they only play baseball in high school just to get a letter for their letterman, good on the college application.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows baseball, basketball, and football is your top 3 sports. It looks good. And then your jacket looks good.
Right.
So to keep the interest that's why I want to start my own league one day, so that we have baseball all year round, even though we're in North.
Mm-hmm.
We can play indoor turf fields. They have baseball turf fields. So Correct. It's not just outdoor. So there's other ways, how I should say, skin a cat.
Right.
Just like you see people outside during the wintertime, they shoot basketballs at the court. even though the the rims are down, I still see people outside after court dribbling. There's other ways of how to still play the game all year round.
Mm-hmm. And let me commend you on the clothing that you're wearing. Is that your design?
Yes, the Akron Baseball Project and Incorporated and hat. I got this done from 2 Live Studio.
Okay.
They created it for me, and I appreciate them for that. So it will be on the rack shortly.
Yeah, definitely a dope concept. I like the colors and everything that you bring along with it.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about this summer camp. What the type of things that you teach to kids and everything?
Well, for August 12th, 11 from 4 p.m., I'm going to be teaching and other coaches base running, fielding, batting, signs, the basics, but learning from people, ex-players, current coaches, the right way how to play.
Right.
That's usually the problem for baseball. We learn the wrong way for 3-4 years. And then when you try to
incorporate
at a higher level, you're trying to break this habit, learning from bad instruction.
Right.
So that's another reason why this camp is going to be free this year, first year, and to draw in all the youth, all sides of town, not just West Akron, East Akron, North, South, inner city Akron, African Americans. That's who I'm calling. Registration ends July 30th at 11:30 p.m. Today we are at July 28th, so we have 48 hours.
How do the people register or for the camp?
Well, if you look, I have a flyer. It's called the Akron Baseball Project Incorporated. If you turn around onto the back, there's a Q&R, or you can go on Eventbrite. Type in the Akron Baseball Project or Donnie Brooks. It will pop up. You register. The tickets are free. Then you click your name or type in your name and your email address, and then I will get an alert on my Gmail.
Right.
So that's how you register your child or children. And it's going to be a great time. Have all Black organizations and businesses coming out to support. Have Nicole's Restaurant sponsoring for the hydration, Gatorades, juice boxes, waters. I have Ann's Diner coming out sponsoring the food for the youth. Beyond Expectations Barber College, they're coming down. They're sponsoring for the camp shirts for the youth. So I wanted to reach out to all of the Black-owned businesses that have been established or starting to get established, because that's what we need. That's how we can make the dream work.
What's your overall goal for this your summer camp?
First year, I'm expecting nice turnout. Getting excited for baseball again. That's the main goal this year. Moving forward, something for the kids to say that they can go back to school with in a couple weeks from after my camp. Usually on the first day of school for grade school, they always ask, "What did you do this summer?" Even if a child did not do anything this summer, they can say, "I went to this great baseball camp. Never been to a baseball camp in my life, and it was a great turnout." So that can be at least one thing that the kids can say that they've done for their summer vacation.
Give me one situation where you knew this was meant for you.
One situation. Well, when I was playing, well, I won't say playing. I was a coach for the Akron Rubber Ducks camp.
Okay.
A week and a half ago, was invited. Thank you, Roy Jacobs, for the invite. And they had 185 campers. It was only 5 African American players out of 185 players.
Man.
5, and 1 was from Akron, 2 were from Brimfield, the other 2 were from Cleveland.
Right.
And one of the African Americans from Akron that was at the Rubber Ducks camp will be attending my camp August 12th. He's 12 years old. So that really gave me the green light. I can't keep wasting time because the numbers, that's not even 1% out of 185. That's probably 0.4%, 0.3. 5 African American baseball players at an Akron Rubber Ducks camp with 185 players.
Man, imagine. And like we said, once again, man, this is one of the richest sports out there, and we are not engaging into that particular sport like we should be. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's too slow for some of our athletes, but we definitely need to get into that type of sport. Also, like I said, it's less injuries than it is with football and basketball. So we definitely need to focus our attention on baseball once again, and make it a future time great. You know what I mean? If there's anything that you know now that you would wish you would have known when you started, what would that be?
As a player or as a coach?
As a player or a coach?
It's about who you know.
Life.
Talent is great. If you have talent and know the right people, then you're unstoppable. In today's time, it's a lot about who you know. If you don't know the right people, no one's going to see your talent.
Correct.
There is one thing as well, too. When you're trying out for the Major League baseball camps, when they invite you, there's one thing that they don't tell you on the invite. They invite 200 to 300 players all across America, but they're looking for pitchers, not positional players. So when you're there, the only time that they'll pick a positional player is if you're smacking home runs out the park during BP. And then after that, they're going to want to drug test you for steroids,
Right.
Because that doesn't happen, but maybe once every 5 or 6 years, where they're not looking for a positional player. So if go ahead.
Do you think that plays a negative in a lot in the reasons why a lot of African Americans aren't engaged in baseball like they used to be? Because I'm pretty sure we have a few players that reached the league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they come back with the similar stories of they're not looking for positional players, but you might only play this particular position. You know what I mean? But if they're not looking for positional players and only pitchers, why should I even waste my time on doing whatever? You know what I mean?
Like I was reiterating more so, it's about who you know. And there's someone out there that is looking for not just a pitcher or a catcher. They're looking for all positions.
Correct.
Like I was saying earlier about the Cleveland Guardians, McKenzie, he's a pitcher, one African American.
Right.
So if he wasn't a pitcher, with him being in the MLB, maybe a slim chance to none. But he's a pitcher and he's on this team.
Yeah.
So it's about, once again, who you know and figuring out who you can talk to. That's the problem that we've always had in Akron. We couldn't talk to anybody about baseball past a little league mindset. If you're trying to look to go to a D1 college or further pro, no one that you knew could tell you about it. And then the people that did play the game, they're old, no longer here anymore. Like Ken Griffey Jr., that was my hero.
I used to love Ken.
Same height. He's a lefty. I'm a lefty. He came out of high school, 19, and to the pros, and he was never charged with any steroid allegations. He's top 10 in home runs. He stayed injured, but he's still top 10.
Right.
And unfortunately, he didn't win a World Series ring, but he's one of the greatest.
And them Ken Griffey shoes were so hard back then.
I still have a pair.
Oh my goodness, they were so hard.
The Cincinnati Reds,
Yeah.
Air Max 1s.
Man, listen, man. Let's talk about your camp a little bit, man.
Yes, sir.
Akron Baseball Project Incorporated. The summer camp is for ages 7 through 17. Saturday, August 12th, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. down at 800 Patterson Avenue, Akron, Ohio, 44310. You say you have at least 51 participants in the program.
Yes.
How many teams is that?
Well, let's see. That's at least 5 teams.
5 teams. Get down there, man. We need that 16. We need that 16 for them so they can have a nice little tournament, nice little fundamentals. And a lot of people, like I said, sports teaches you mental health.
Yes.
Sports teaches you how to become or shape yourself into a respectable person within your community. Sports give you a lot of things that not only just playing the sport, but it teaches you principles of life. You know what I mean? So I'm always open to kids playing sports and everything. And also remember, it's behind the scenes, it's not just baseball. You know what I mean? It's other jobs. Like you were saying, you are a baseball analyst. Is that what did I said correctly?
Analytics.
Analytics.
Yes.
Which he keeps the stats and everything from the scores or the games. And you know, he utilizes, he finds out what's best and what's not best, and try to utilize it in their strategy. So different jobs within the sports community that you can apply for. But as a player, this is one of the greatest sports, one of the longest lasting sports in American history.
Yeah.
And it's the sport that's made by Americans. You know what I mean? So it's definitely need your kids, if they want to sign up, make sure you contact Mr. Brooks. Give them once again, how they can register with you.
You can go on Eventbrite, type in Eventbrite in your search bar if you do not have the app. And also, once you get to that, or you can also email Donnie, Donny, Brooks, Brooks, 110 at gmail.com. And then I can also give you information or my business phone number, 234-237-8517. So there's a few ways to reach out. And like I said, 48 hours left. The registration ends on July 30th at 11:30 p.m. It will not be on Eventbrite anymore for the year.
So everybody that's out there that heard that message right there, make sure you tap in with them, man. You have 48 hours to register. 48 hours to register. Make sure you contact Donnie Brooks, man, and get that on the road. You know what I mean? I just love to see kids out there doing something positive and taking their minds off the negatives that happens within our community. So I definitely appreciate you for coming on our platform, man.
Thank you.
Once again, man, let them know where they can find you at.
You can find me at anywhere, more so in Akron, in a lot of areas, West Akron, gas stations, Plaza. Like I said before, the 3 ways to reach out: phone number, email, and Eventbrite. And again,
that's what we find on the gas station.
Yes, sir. Pumping gas. One other thing, it's free. It's free. So what do you have to lose? You know, it's going to be a
Y'all
nice
better run. Y'all better run there.
It's free food, free water. It's going to be a hot day, juice, hydration, nice time out, and your kids are going to do something different, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that is already just a positive outlook, and we need something to keep our kids off of these streets. I do not want these kids to be having a lot of idle time. School's coming back up within the month. They'll have enough time to be in the books for the next 5 to 6 months. But right now, I want them to be doing something that they can say that they've never done before. And who knows? This may be, you know, they can be the next Ken Griffey, the next Donnie Brooks, the next whoever, you know, and better. And also for the girls in softball as well, too.
Definitely, man. Like I said, once again, we do appreciate you for coming on the platform. Spotlight Wednesdays, where we put the spotlight on influential people within the community, and Donnie Brooks is definitely one of those people. Make sure you contact them. My name is DJ Laylo, DJ LAYLO 330 is where you can find me on all social media platforms. Speaker Leakers Worldwide, we're everywhere. Make sure you Google us, man, and just type in your search bar, Speaker Leakers Worldwide. All our social media should pull up. And if you want to get an interview with us, man, make sure you contact us at 234-738-3230. Again, we do appreciate Mr. Donnie Brooks for coming on our show. This is Spotlight Wednesdays. Till next Wednesday, we right here. Nerve DJs Radio, SLTV. We out of here. Let's get it.